Hello and welcome to the July 15th weekly update. So this is the second week of the slime collab, and with that we've got two new units, Benimaru and Milim. No surprises there, knew they were coming, as well as a new memento for Milim. Of course, the EX for their farmable gears have been released, as well as an extra EX Plus map with some decent rewards. More on that in a little bit. Otherwise, it's a pretty slow week. Good time if you haven't caught up on some of the wedding events, like say Lucia or Moa, any of those job pluses, those are also rerunning, so it's a good time for that. Otherwise, relatively slow week. I think it's an easy gem saving week. More on that when I get into the banners. So since this is going to be otherwise a pretty short video doing the normal formula, I just want to use a little extra time to give my initial thoughts on Rimuru as a unit. And I like him quite a bit. He's not like a crazy, like, super SS tier unit, in my opinion, at least in terms of damage. In terms of utility, though, I think he is awesome. He's got some great functionality with a full heal. He can do a shield. He's got some CC in the form of an AoE silence, which is always nice when that's usable. And then being able to inflict disable heal on normal attacks is also quite nice, especially because for all of the characters that either have a disable heal conditional or just general status effect conditional, he can help set them up. So, as long as you've got the space in a team to fit him in, he can definitely be a helpful member of many different types of team compositions. The video that we're watching right now was my more just general clear. I tried a Naofumi free clear with Vettel, Natalie, Rimuru, and Inaku, and that was pretty fun. In some ways cleaner than this clear, but I digress. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the content. Okay, so first things first, let's take a look at the events. So if this is your first collab, there's kind of a formula to collab units. When they're released, they'll always have like a farmable gear and then an EX quest where you farm that gear. So last week we got Rimuru's, now we've got Benimaru's and Milim's, as well as this brand new EX Plus. So if you are interested in acquiring either of those two, this level is pretty much a must. And then there's also this EX Plus, which I definitely recommend doing. It's not very challenging, and you can get some otherworldly shards and enlightenment materials as well. So as far as brand new maps, that is pretty much it. And then as far as the reruns go, I definitely recommend picking up any of these characters' job plus if you do not have them. I am a big fan of Moa, even if she can be something of a slow burn unit on maps, and Lucia is pretty fun as well. I don't use her as much because I never got her memento, but Magic Meister, who can do slash damage, is kind of cool. So otherwise, yeah, that is pretty much it for the content. Just keep farming away at the collab box event if you're not done with that, and otherwise just take it easy this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at the banners. Okay, let's start with the paids. I think they're both easy skips. Too many normal farmable units here. Even if they are limited to acquire, you can still transmute them, except for you and who's EX. And then for these mementos, some of them are pretty good if you like Moa's or Lucia's, but some of these are also normal pool. So I just don't recommend it. I think if you're itching to spend paid gems, at the very least wait until the weekend and see what is around. So the next four banners are related to Milim and Benimaru. There's a 3-step unlimited as well as a 9-step that guarantees them on step 9. So it's not like the Rimuru one. The Rimuru one I thought was great because you get them on step 5 and then they gave you shards along the way. This is nothing like that. You have to go all the way to the end. Don't get shards along the way. These don't make sense to me. I don't think you should do any of these if you want these units. If you want them, I'd say 100% transmute. Half the transmutation cost you could get from the box event, the mercenary milestone, and then if you so choose, the selector. So that's half the cost right there. Then you just need to get a little bit lucky in the shop. It would definitely be worth spending bare minimum 200 gems a day on resets if that's important to you. And then you could always just keep buying more shards if they keep coming up. I just think that's a much, much better way. You'd spend way less gems doing it that way than trying to do it this way. So yeah, doesn't make sense to me. Speaking of not making sense, there's also a 3-step unlimited for Uzuma and Yuen. Now, I like Yuen quite a bit, and then Uzuma is going to get a job plus eventually, so that's to be determined. But just definitely not worth your gems. I also don't like the Enlightenment Festival, just because it doesn't have the guarantees, so it does have free steps on it, but I just don't even think it's worth what it costs just to get to that point. So, I said it was an easy gem saving week. If you are going to spend gems, I would say mementos would be the reason why. And there's a few cases for that. If you want the collab memento, then you have to summon for that. Luckily, it's not super expensive if you've been stacking discount tickets. You could also wait another week as well to stack another one. So definitely, can't go wrong with that. And then there's a mildly interesting one here. I don't know how worth it this would be to most people, but it's one of the ones with you can choose your group of mementos. A lot of limiteds here, and some of them are very, very, very good, like the Sprite Trio one, or if you wanted Tamis, or, I don't know, Moas if you missed it. So basically, if there are 6 of these that you would like to get, this might be worth your while. Just remember that there's not guarantees until step 5, and then you also can't control which one it is, so I'd say it depends on how many, disposable gems you have, so to speak. I don't recommend it a lot, but if there are 6 of these limited mementos you really, really want, and you want to try to grab a few of them, that at least makes sense. I don't recommend this one at all. Yuen's is normal pool, Uzuma's is not that great, so stay away from that. So yeah, the rest of it is just reruns from last week. So that is it for the weekly update. Not a whole lot going on this week, but sometimes that's kind of nice. Don't have to play the game as much. It can allow you to step back, maybe do some other things. So hopefully, for those of you that do summon, I hope that it is as painless as possible. I will see you next time.